right, what's going on, everybody? Sergeant McGreevy. I'm rolling today with Senior Officer Megan Toby, who works in the North District of Oxnard. She's been a coordinator up here for about the last 4.5 years, so very well known up here, very beloved officer. So today we were talking about a situation that happened to somebody in my family a couple days ago. So this is actually a real incident, and it made us think that it'd be really good to talk about situational awareness today. So 2 days ago on New Year's Eve, somebody in my family, I'll say, was at a grocery store during the middle of the day. It was like lunchtime. She walked to her car after going to the grocery store. She sat in the car, put the key in the ignition, and when she put the key in the ignition, all of a sudden somebody opened up her passenger door, got in her car, and was sitting down in her car next to her, staring at her.
It's terrifying.
Terrifying. Guy had tattoos all over him, looked like somebody that you wouldn't want to get into your car. And we had a big conversation as a family about being prepared for something like that. So Megan and I were talking about, I really love getting a woman's perspective about things like this, and so that's why I wanted to bring Megan on and get her perspective about as far as situational awareness goes, like what are some safety tips that you would give to somebody that could be in a situation, or to prevent or be aware or ready for a situation like that?
Right, so the biggest thing is to be aware of what's going on around you before you even get to your car. If you're exiting a store, you're exiting wherever, be aware of what's going on. Don't have your head in your phone, have your keys out prior to walking out of the whatever you're exiting, just to make sure that you're ready to go.
Be clear, right, partner?
And with that, once you get to your car, as soon as you get in, lock your doors so that no one like this strange person can get into the car while you're in there. Also realize that the stuff that you have, your purse, that I don't know where you place it in your car, but if it's on the floorboard, the seat, whatever, those are all items. All of those items can be replaced. You as a person cannot be replaced. So your safety is paramount. With that, make sure you're keeping yourself safe. Realize what tools you have, what tool you have that can be used as a weapon, like your keys. We talked about having keys in your possession, using them maybe to stab someone if needed. You talked about pepper spray and bringing a pepper spray attached to your keys if needed. So if something like this did happen to anyone, male, female, of any age, you're prepared. With that, if you get in your car, lock your doors, hopefully no one will get in, but if anyone finds themselves in a similar situation, then create distance. Get out of the car if you can. If you can get out, get the heck out. And create distance between you and that person. You don't know what that person's intentions are. So you don't know if they're there for your purse. They don't know if you're there. You don't know if they're there for your car, or if they're trying to harm you.
Or if they want you.
Right. Or if they're trying to harm you, then,
be clear.
Just get out. If you can safely get out of your car, then please, by all means, get out to keep yourself safe.
Something else that's really important is rehearse your plan. So something that happened to my family member is that she was yelling at this person to get out of her car, but she also admitted that I was frozen. Like she didn't know what to do. So a couple things how do you rehearse that? Think about like getting out of your car. Imagine, just play it through your mind. If somebody got into my car right now, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to try and get out of the car, right? To escape, create distance, create separation. If they try and grab me, or they were trying to keep me from then you're going to escalate potentially. Strike them, do it, scratch, whatever you need to do to try and get away from them and get out of the car. If you have your seatbelt on, when you're under stress, it could be the hardest thing in the world to do is to try and get your seatbelt off fast. So run a drill with yourself. You're under no stress. It's just you. Practice. Pretend somebody gets in your car. Get your seatbelt off. Get out of your car. Do that 10 times in a row to just practice doing it. We talked about having something to protect yourself, and one of those things that is super easy to have is pepper spray. I started carrying this about a year ago, and off duty. I've always had pepper spray on my gear belt, but I started about a year ago carrying a small thing of pepper spray. And when I'm at a place that I'm paying attention to what's happening around me, maybe I'm not in the best part of town, or it's late at night, you see 3 people walking towards you, so you're just being aware of who's approaching you, I'll have my hand on it in my pocket. Or maybe if watch out for that dog. Maybe if you're really concerned, like these guys are giving you a look like like maybe they're looking for trouble, then I might take it out of my pocket, have it in my hand, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to use it, but I'm prepared.
Right.
Next thing with pepper spray is practice with it. These things cost $7 or $8 on Amazon. My friend Jason recommended Saber Red. I like it. It's a good brand, and buy 2 of them and go someplace and practice with one of them. See how far away it actually works, because if somebody's 25 feet away from you and you're using your pepper spray, well, it might only go 15 feet. So see what it actually does, and then when it gets out into the atmosphere, when it's in the air, you get a little bit of that blows back on you. You'll get to see what that feels like a little bit, and know that it's no big deal. It's not a factor. You can fight through that. But what you want to do with this stuff, it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't, like, you don't spray somebody in the face with pepper spray and they just fall down on the ground and roll into a ball. What you want to do is do something to irritate them, to repel them, to have them get away from you, to move back, to give you time so you can run away, so you can scream, get help. The other thing we didn't talk about, laying on the horn, right? Like, if you can't get out of your car, like if the person, grabs your arm and you're in touch, lay on the horn, start screaming, draw attention to you guys so other people can see what's happening, so you can get some help. So to recap, practice getting in and out of your car, be aware of your surroundings, think about what you're going to do in an emergency, lay on the horn, draw attention, try and get help, and the last thing is stay calm and be safe.
Be safe out there.
Be safe out there.